Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Where are your friends?
I don't know, ma'am. Still sleeping, I guess.
Can't call everybody and wake them up.
Yes, ma'am. Calling.
Hello, Chandran. Prajwal, I think we'll start Prajwal. People are Chandran
Ma'am, there's
joined.
a error in the link, ma'am.
There's error in the link. I've shared the wrong link, is it?
No, ma'am. For some reason, the one you sent is not working.
That's what is the same link we have been using, right?
No, ma'am. One second.
Wait, let me also cross check. JKY, yeah, it's the same thing. DRAX, the same which we have been using since long time. I'm using the same thing.
Ma'am, today morning
Same.
what you have shared, there's no space after class. Hence, it is showing an error.
You can't copy paste, is it? Or the just the
Is like,
previous day only I've shared you the link. If you just scroll a little up, the link is there. Anyway,
yes, ma'am. Through that
yeah.
only I have joined.
Oh, you all find so many reasons. I have said now my mobile network is not working. Super. Okay, not bad. The students have joined. We can start. Mm, okay. Uh, so you all have noted down the ratios, right? In the last class, I think we did about we finished up the ratios that we covered under under leverage ratios. We covered debt equity ratio, proprietary ratio, debt to total capital ratio, and interest coverage ratio, and debt service coverage ratio, right? So the formulas we saw was, boys, can you hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so under debt to equity ratio, the formula was given as the debt, how much debt we have. So for that, they were trying to find out the ratio. So that is the ratio, the formula which is given as long-term debts by shareholders' funds. Usually it should be in the ratio of 2:1 to make sure that our business is going in a safe region. Now, long-term funds are basically the debentures, bonds, loans, all that we have from the financial institutions. Shareholders, what you're contributing to your employees, the share capital plus reserves, surplus minus fixtures aspects, all these things comes under the shareholder funds. Next, we have the proprietary ratio. The proprietary, what he is capable of. So to find out that, the proprietary ratio is the proprietor's funds by total funds or assets he has. Okay, so that should be always, it should, the ratio should always target to about 65 to 75% of the proprietor's ratio, because only then you will have a sufficient amount to run the business, right, without any hindrance. So this same as in the proprietors ratio, the shareholders funds, all those aspects come here. The total funds, we have discussed everything. Simply we are doing a refreshment in today's class. Okay, total funds are fixed assets and all current assets will come under the total funds. Then debt to total capital ratio is to long-term debts plus shareholders fund by long-term debt. Usually it should be 2/3. Then we have interest coverage ratio. Interest coverage ratio, sometimes we would have borrowed loans. Sometimes we need to, after every after during the period of the year, we need to pay some tax and all that, right? So for that, we need to find out what is our worth. So for that, interest coverage ratio is given by earning before income tax by interest, right? So it should be 6 to 7 times is considered. A ratio of 6 to 7 times the actual value is considered. So debt service coverage ratio is given as earnings after tax plus interest plus depreciation plus other non-cash expenses, the entire thing divided by interest plus principal installment, right? So you have taken down these formulas. So EAT is earnings after tax. So generally it should be in the ratio of 2:1. Now, in today's class, we are going to see the profitable profitability ratio. So profitability ratio is basically going to speak about the efficiency of the system, right? Efficiency of the firm and its ability to how it can move ahead with what where it's exactly standing, whether it is in the profit margin or where it can work upon to move towards a profit margin. All these things, by looking at the balance sheet, by looking at your ratios, you can try to find out where exactly your firm is standing. In profitability ratios, basically it will be help us to determine in relation to sales and in relation to investment what is going out, what who can invest in our organization. Both we can have a some kind of logical idea for these two. It gives a logical idea for these two. Next, under profitability ratios, we need to it will compute with the gross profit margin, net profit margin, and expenses ratio. In the gross profit margin and the profitability ratio, in relation to investment, you have return on assets, you have return on capital employment, return on shareholders equality, earnings per share, dividend per share, dividend payout ratio, price earnings ratio, right? So these are the ratios. Let's see one by one. And the moment I give you, I want you to take it down. Is it clear? So next you have the first one is the gross profit ratio. Like we saw here, the first one is gross profit ratio. The gross profit ratio, it's actually given by, you can calculate by gross profit by net sales into 100, right? So I want you to take down this formula. Gross profit margin is given by gross profit by net sales into 100. Under profitability ratio, three ratios are there. Gross profit margin, you write first, I want you to write down profitable ratios. Under profitable ratios, first formula you need to know is gross profit margin. You can take down this formula here. Have you taken the formula?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, we'll move on to under what is gross profit margin? A firm should have a reasonable gross profit margin to ensure the coverage of its operating expenses and ensure adequate return to the owners of the business and its stakeholders. So basically, this gross profit margin will help us to analyze that where we exactly stand, whether we are able to get some money out of whatever investment we made, or when we are trying to borrow some money from somebody, and whether we are capable of repaying that money. All that this gross profit will be helping us to finalize. It will be helping us to give us an idea of where exactly we stand. So this ratio is satisfactory or not, it should be compared with the firm's past ratio, and with the similar firms we need to compare and come into a conclusion. Next one is net profit margin. Net profit margin, basically the firm's ability to leave a margin of reasonable compensation to the owners for providing capital after meeting the cost, after having including all the costs, what exactly we are owning. So that depends upon the net profit margin. Net profit margin is given as net profit after interest and tax divided by net sales into 100. So I want you to take down this formula here. Finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we have net profit margin. Net profit margin is basically the operating profit margin. So that is net profit before interest and tax by net sales into 100. This is after tax, this is before tax. Okay, so that's the difference between net profit margin. this should be operating or profit margin is given by net profit before interest and tax. Please change this. This is operating profit margin. Operating profit margin is given as net profit before interest and tax by net sales into 100. Take down this formula. Was done.
Yes, ma'am.
Next will be expenses ratio. Expenses ratio will be clubbed into 3, 4 all these aspects: for material consumption, for manufacturing expenses, for administration expenses, for selling expenses, for operating ratio, for financial expenses. For all these we need to find out. So expenses ratio for material consumed ratio is given by material consumed by net sales into 100. Manufacturing expenses ratio is equal to manufacturing expenses by net sales into 100. Administration expenses will be administration expenses by net sales into 100. Everything's selling expenses ratio will be selling expenses by net sales into 100. Operating ratio will be cost of goods sold plus operating expenses by net sales into 100. Financial expenses ratio will be financial expenses by net sales into 100. So I want you to take down all these formulas here. Okay. Finished? Have you copied down?
Yes, ma'am.
Where was I? Okay. So next will be expenses ratio. So under expenses ratio, we need to the same thing to find out where is how we are coping up with the business. So to see that, only we do all these expenses ratio, whether our raw materials will be sufficient enough to carry out the business or not. For all that, we need to do the expenses ratio. The next one is return on assets ratio. Return on assets ratio is nothing but what you try to get back from your investment. What is the finally you're investing for land so much, you're investing for machine so much. So what do you get back, right? To find out that, you will be using the formula. Returns on asset is equal to net profit after tax plus interest by total assets into 100. So please take down this formula.
Done, ma'am.
Done. Next, we have return on capital employment. So return on capital employment, the formula is given as net profit after tax plus interest by capital employed into 100. So capital is basically the total funds they have, funds that they are investing on the shareholders, long-term borrowings, all that will come capital employed. So I want you to take down this formula for returns on capital employed. Students, I think by 17th you'll have to all start coming to the college. When you're all coming to the college, make sure your notes is complete. Try to keep all your assignments, whatever I have given, your tests, papers, preserve them. So maybe the moment you come, you need to submit all of them. Is it clear?
Ma'am, will online class be an option?
Online class will be an option. That I don't know, ma'am. But as far as information I have received from 17th, maybe all will come for the class, and maybe we'll be starting away with offline classes. With that knowledge, I'm trying to tell you all. So I'm just reminding you to keep your answer scripts safe, keep your assignments safe. Okay. So if you have
Yes.
missed it out somewhere, please gather it. Keep everything. Keep your notes ready. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have taken down, shall we move? Rather than this, I'm more interested in solving problems. Quickly, we can take down these formulas and we can move towards the solution of the problem. Okay. So return on. Have you taken down this formula? Shall I move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next is return on shareholders' equity. Return on shareholders' equity will be basically when the shares are shareholders. As a shareholder, we also want to try to find out what is, after investing so much, what is the uh, after 2 years, what is where do we stand, whether we make it in the profit margin or whether we moving towards loss margin, right? So for that, the ratio will be given as return on total shareholders equity is given as net profits after taxes by total shareholders equity into 100. So this formula will be used to find out the shareholders value, the value, to know the shareholders value, how much is the dividend he is getting, or what percentage of profit is making after making an investment, all that he will get to know. So I want you to take down this formula.
Yes, ma'am. Complete.
Complete. Okay. So next will be total shareholders equity. So this is basically how the share capital, equities, and reserves, surpluses, all these are accumulated, how the extra expenses will be managed. For all that, only we try to find out the shareholders' equity, right? So that formula, return on ordinary shareholders' equity, will be given as net profit after taxes minus preferred dividend given in by ordinary shareholders equity or net worth into 100. Please take down this formula completely. Finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Boys, have you taken down the formula? Shall I move to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
So next will be earnings per share. To find out what is the earnings per share, the formula is net profit after tax minus preference dividend by number of equity shares. Please take down this formula. Finished? Shall I move to the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, next will be dividend per share. To find out the dividend per share, the formula is dividend. I hope you know what is dividend. Dividend, when you make some share every year, whatever profit you get, that will be divided among the all the shareholders, right? So that is the dividend. So dividend per share. To find out that, it's a dividend paid to the ordinary shareholders by number of equity shares. Please take down this formula. Finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Next is dividend payout ratio. Dividend payout ratio is basically to measure the belongings of the ordinary share, right? So for that, dividend payout ratio will be total dividend paid to ordinary shareholders by net profit after tax minus preferred dividend into 100. Okay, so I want you to take down the detailed formula. Then when I will tell you when we will use this formula, right? So take down both the formulas for dividend payout ratio. We will see when this will be applied, when this has to be applied. Sometimes in the problem, profit rate will be given separate, preference dividend will be given separate. Then we tend to use this formula. Sometimes earning per share only will be given in the formula. That time we will be using this formula. Is it clear? So I want you to take down both the formulas here. Finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Next will be price earning ratio. Price earning ratio will be the market price after you're doing all your investment. So tomorrow, if you want to you want to know your net worth in the entire society, right? So that time you should to find out what will be your market price. This price earning ratio will help us to decide what is the price of that industry or price of the organization. That formula will be given as formula is given as price earning ratio is equal to market price per share by earnings per share. Finish. The last ratios will move on. Then we're almost done. We can start solving problems now after this. Finished?
Yes,
Where's
ma'am.
done? Where's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, we have activity ratios. The activity ratios is basically the efficiency to determine the efficiency of the system and how effectively we are utilizing all the resources. So to find out all that, we compute activity ratios, and the activity ratios we have inventory turnover or inventory or stock turnover ratio. You have debtors turnover ratio, average collection period, asset turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio. So all these things will come under the activity ratio. We'll see one by one. So inventory stock turnover ratio is given as inventory turnover ratio will be given by cost of goods sold by average stock. Average stock will be given by the formula opening stock plus closing stock by 2. Finished? Alternatively, the other formula that we use for finding out inventory turnover ratio is nothing but sales by closing inventory, right? So sales by closing inventory is also the formula that we can use depending upon what is given in the formula. Based on that, we will use one of these formulas, right? So inventory turnover ratio is also given by sales by closing inventory. Done?
Done, ma'am.
Next will be stock
Done, ma'am.
inventory. Yes? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Next is inventory or stock turnover ratio. Okay, so under the same thing, a firm should have neither too high nor too low inventory ratio, because if the inventory is not reaching on time, then the entire production will be in a problem. So we make sure that whatever is there, how is the raw materials flowing in, how is it flowing out. So all that ratio speaks about the organization stability in the market, right? So too high a ratio also will too high is also bad. Very low inventory is also very bad, right? So it indicates a danger of the stock. So basically, you need to have sufficient amount to carry out your production. So next will be debtors turnover ratio or average collection period. So debtors turnover ratio is given by credit sales by average debtors and bills receivables. You also have average collection period is months per days in a year by debtors turnover. I want you to take down both the formulas. Well, have you seen your complete syllabus? Anybody? Do you study OR in the next coming semesters? When do you study OR? Boys, I'm asking you all something.
Ma'am, what is OR?
Operations research subject.
No, ma'am. Probably next semester itself.
You're in 7th, right? You should be studying. If you have studied, maybe you will understand this better. Okay. So months per days in a year. Have you studied operations management in our earlier semesters?
No,
No, ma'am.
Okay. Debtors, have you taken down these two formulas? Shall I move ahead?
Yes, ma'am.
So next will be debt turnover ratio. So it is basically the turnover ratio, the collection period, correct prompt paid, whether the payment made by the debtors on time, all that will be indicated in the collection period. If the debtors are not paying on time, then there will be a slag in the organization run in the production line. So this all will be contributing towards the slow run of the production. So this is very important in the effective running of the organization. Next, you have assets turnover ratio. Assets turnover ratio, you have, I think you have, since you have done engineering economics, you know what is fixed assets. Even in the earlier classes, we have studied fixed cost, variable cost, and all, right? So same thing we will see one by one here. So under this aspect, you should know the 4 formulas. One is total asset, one is fixed asset, capital turnover ratio, and working capital turnover ratio. So total asset turnover ratio is given by sales or cost of goods sold by average total assets. Next will be fixed assets turnover ratio is sales or cost of goods sold by average fixed assets. Next one will be capital turnover ratio will be sales or cost of goods sold by average capital period. Next one will be working capital turnover ratio by sales or cost of goods sold by net working capital. I want you to take down all these 4 formulas. Next, I'm solving a problem, but if you don't have any of these formulas, then I'm sure you can't do anything. I hope all the students, I'm only hearing responses from Nilesh and Prajwal. I hope the other students who are here is also taking down. Sumukh, are you taking down the formulas? Sumukh, Chandan,
Yes, ma'am.
Baswaraj,
Yes, ma'am. I'm taking.
finished?
No, ma'am, 2 minutes.
Okay, take down.
Done, ma'am.
Done? Okay. Just 2 more slides. Next will be asset turnover ratio, assets to find the value of the assets, right, of the organization. So we try to find out the asset ratio. Next we'll move on to credits turnover ratio and average credit period. Credits turnover ratio is credit purchases by average creditors and bills payables, right? And next average credit period is months. It can be in months or days in a year by creditors turnover ratio. So I want you to take down these two formulas here. Finished? We're almost come to an end.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Done. So basically creditors turnover ratios are crediting. So to know the net worthiness of the firm, so to find out the worthiness or to find out how stable your organization is, we try to compute the creditors turnover ratio, right? So immediately I want to share one problem with you all. So take down this problem. I will give you the question. The question will be like, the question is, the following is the balance sheet of a company. Please take down problem 1 on ratio analysis. Ratio analysis is problem 1. The following is the balance sheet. The following is the balance sheet of a company as on 31st March. As on 31st March. Now, whatever I have shared with you in the print, I want you to take down. So the first prefix of the problem will be the following is the balance sheet of the company as on 31st March. So the balance sheet is given you need to compute the given things, right? So please take down the question. Can you see this? Is it clear? Boys, can you see this question clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we continue in the class on the next class, or we'll at least try with current ratio one formula and we'll continue rest in the next class?
Next class.
Okay, you
Next
take
class,
down the
ma'am.
question. I'll start the solution in the next class. You take down the question. What's the formula for current ratio?
Current assets by current liabilities.
Current assets by current liabilities. Who all is present in my class? Baswaraj is there. Chandan. Chandan present.
Yes, ma'am.
Nilesh is there. Prince. Prince
Present.
Tonger.
Nilesh.
Prince Tonger. Sharanaya. Sheikh. Sumuk.
Ma'am, Sumuk is texted. He's present.
Yeah. Okay. Prajwal R.
Present, ma'am.
Not Patil. Prajwal R. Rajat is not there. Chanakya is not there. Simika is not there. Okay, then we'll continue. Have you taken down?
Ma'am,
Yes.
you have
Yes,
to
Prajwal.
give me yesterday's attendance also. You had asked me to remind.
Yeah. Okay.
Ma'am, when are we supposed to give that presentation?
Next Friday. First, you tell me if you're all getting the material. If anybody is not getting the material for it, just tell me. I have the material. I'll pass over the material to you all. But I want, apart from the material I have, I want to see what material you can collect. Worst case, I'm not getting material, then you can come back to me. Then I will help that group with the material. Okay. So basically, the content and what I want you to do is, I want you to have an idea of what is your presentation, right? And basically, apart from that, you should also know, you should present it, you can use any kind of, basically it is a kind of flip class. You will be taking a teacher's role here. You can help me to, or you can tell, ma'am, by doing this the concept can be understood in a better way, right? So you are basically going to be teachers in that session, and as a student along with me, we can have some more teachers with us. So we will be assessing this as a competition only. Is it clear? So we are flipping between, I'm taking the role as a student, you are taking the role as a teacher. So we're going to do an activity lab. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So please come prepared. First, you all try to find out whether you're getting the material. If not, I will try to find out. If you have some kind of good videos in the YouTube to show, suppose if I take what is strategic investment, if you want to show, explain strategic investment with a small 2-3 minutes video, you can use that as well. Okay. The group as a whole should perform together. You should come together and perform, right? You can have You can have previous sessions, you can take before the session only, you can all have a discussions, you can plan how can you do your presentation better. Based on that, you will make your presentations on Friday. Students, I'm trying to bring about HOD or some other higher teachers here, maybe even trying to invest, but please make sure that you put in efforts and make this presentation very remarkable. Is it clear?
Ma'am, our group has 3 topics and 3 people, so each person can
One you
explain
can
one
take
topic,
one.
right?
Project management, I think you have studied already, one of you all, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So one of the project management, you can just brief down. Yeah, each one take one and do it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Next week, ma'am.
Next Friday I have given, right? Next Friday, that is the date is on 20th/11/2020.
Okay.
And don't see, it should be, you can take about 10 minutes each. We have 5 teams, right? So 4 teams, so 10 minutes each.
Okay.
If you want, actually on the website, VMS website, we have shared our notes also. That's one more hint I'm giving. You can try to look at the notes over there, but don't try to give the same material. Let's see what you can try to find out from your side. Okay? If you're not getting
Okay,
material,
ma'am.
you contact me. Okay, then I don't want to take much time. Thank you then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.